setting my grocery bags down. I think I'd preferred the prank call. This was 7 days in a row now that Oscar Scott had left a message for me. I'd changed my dialer security once already. How the hell he kept getting to my new direct data stream ID, I have no idea. I suppose when you're a millionaire blue blood with infinite resources and too much leisure time, you can get things done. I hadn't replied to any of his chirpy, hesitant messages. I had quite enough on my plate with work without a romantic stalker as well, even a super rich one. And an invitation to a society formal didn't exactly float my boat either. I neither hobbed nor nobbed, as a rule, and I have no talent for quaffing champagne. I don't think I've ever quaffed anything, to be honest. The do was something his old man, the venerable and powerful Marlin Scott, was organising. Something to do with a new power plant, one of those galas designed to shake the hefty wallets of the upper crust. And since my wallet was neither hefty nor crusty, I could only imagine that Oscar was working on the principle that misery loves company. This point was borne out by the fact that the formal invitation had been delivered to Blue Lab, my subterranean and extremely high-security workplace, with a ridiculously large bouquet of flowers and balloons. The lab had been invaded by vampires before now, and I'd faced them with less horror. My team still teased me mercilessly. It was hard enough to get them to take me seriously at the best of times. The next message beeped as I put away milk and yogurt, tucking a stray strand of blonde hair behind my ear. My eyes flicked up to the countertop, where there lurked a small and ugly robotic creature, looking something part way between a steel kettle and a crab. It was a housework drone. Griff, my assistant, had bought it me for Christmas. Drones were part of our life in New Oxford. They did a lot of menial work, sweeping floors, buffing corridors, sometimes just scuttling around like small robotic dogs hoovering up debris. Any simple task a human didn't want to do. Some of the other divisions at Blue Lab used them as rote, but I didn't allow them in my sector. I liked the human touch. Call me old-fashioned, but drones have always given me the creeps. It's hard to relax when a tiny part of your mind suspects the toaster is plotting to kill you. So Griff's present, the robo-crab, had sat dormant, gathering dust on my kitchen counter for the last 4 months. I didn't have the heart to throw it away. I hung the bananas off a leg. "Hi, Phoebe." The next message wafted across to me from the lounge area. Oscar again, sounding a little desperate, to be honest. "Sorry again, for leaving so many messages. Bit creepy, I know. But I forgot to mention, I kind of need to know by the weekend if you're free to come. Otherwise, the old man is going to fix me up with some stuffy old dowager or Christ knows what. Between you and me, I don't want to spend the evening next to something smelling of lavender water and gin. So, call me, okay?" "Ha-ha! I knew it." "We can always bail afterwards, hang out at St. Giles, have some fun. Think about it. Okay then, call me." Jesus, the boy was relentless. And St. Giles was the absolute last place I wanted to go. I avoided the vampire district when I could. It might be the most popular undead party strip in our city, but my experience with vampires hadn't exactly endeared them to me. I clicked on the coffee pot, trying to shake the feeling that the robo-crab was glaring at me for not letting it do this. It looked lovely with spaghetti hair. Shrugging out of my huge coat, I wondered briefly if I could afford to put the heating on, just for a little while. It may be April, but spring was most definitely not in the air, and it was cold out. Winter was still clinging to New Oxford, embedded in every stone, ancient and new. I honestly didn't understand this, the constant messages. Oscar was a 20-year-old playboy, college boy good looks, square jaw, floppy blonde hair, the works. Hell, all he was missing was a cricket jumper tied nonchalantly around his shoulders to complete the cliché. You could picture him posing in catalogues and pointing to distant yachts, ironically. He had gold-digging socialites scrabbling for his attention, left, right and centre, boys and girls alike. Why on earth he was so determined to get me to agree to a date, I had no idea. I'm just a lowly paratoxicologist. The most glamorous thing I usually wear...